See what we got. That's what I'm looking for right there. It always seems that I do things wrong. If I would have shoved in like 3 foot to the left where y'all are at, it wouldn't have been near as bad. The goal is to try to catch supper. So we're gonna try it today. I want brim. That's what I want. We'll see how this goes. Crappie nibbling on. And let's see if I can catch one on the first cast here. Probably not. They need to be down there in that corner down yonder. Oh, there's one, bumped it right there. Okay. The wind has been horrendous today, and it has just let up some. Got one right here at the boat. Little old bass. Look at there you go. Little small one, right at the boat. I was finna put another crappie nibbling on. Put chunk him back. It's not what I want. They like the crappie niblet things, those little dough looking things. It is nice. Now there's one. Ah! Goodness gracious. He's probably the same way. You see what they're doing? You get that one, grab the end, pull my tail down a little bit. So my game plan is this time if he bumps it, I'm gonna let him run with it for a second there before I try to hook him. He's gonna hit it again. He had a hold of it pretty good a while ago. He just didn't have it up on the hook. Another little bass. It's a little old pond. It's got a bunch of these in it. Another little bass. It's not what I'm looking for, y'all. God, little peanut. See what we got. That's what I'm looking for right there. Reeled it up too close to me. Good boy. don't like messing with little crankbaits, man. Them things will sling it back in there on you. All right. There's another one. I know y'all can, he done went around behind the boat. Little bass. One right here at the boat. That's a better bass. A little better. Well, it's a little dink, but I mean, it's better than what I've been catching. So, dude hit it hard too. Well, I caught several. Let's see, caught 4 brim, I think, several bass, but I was hoping to catch enough to scale them out and cook them for supper, but I'm gonna turn them back. I don't have but three on the stringer right now, so I'm gonna just dump them back for now. They're not. It's still a little bit early for these fish over here yet, and put my rods up. There we go. Put my rods up. I'll throw one more time with this one. That was a sucky throw. Oh, I just need to get a bite. There's one right there, but just hit it. Didn't take it though. Reel it on in and put it up. So what y'all seen in the video just now of me catching fish in the pond over here at the house was filmed on Wednesday afternoon just before it got dark. This Friday morning. Yesterday on Thursday got up like 76 degrees, 77, something like that here. We had some massive storms, and I mean massive, come through here. There was some stuff that got blowed down. There's one house trailer over here before the storm ever started. not just a couple miles from me, that got a tree went through the middle of it and just cut that trailer in half. So anyhow, we went from 76. I think the wind chill out there right now is in the lower 20s, like 23, 24 degrees. Wind is still blowing. I'm not sure what the deal is with the wind right now. The last couple of days, the wind's been running around 20 mile an hour. Gusts have been on up pretty good. I think it's 15, 16 miles an hour right now currently. So what I've done is I got the kayak in here and installing several things to it, and I'll kind of go over a few things. I kind of got it all tore apart right now, but I had ordered a bunch of stuff for it a week or so ago, and most all of it has came in now and got in here. So first thing I done is the cool thing about the power pole, the micros, is you can buy extra base plates. I've actually had 2 of these on my bass tracker, and all you gotta do is have another base plate, and you pull this pin out right there, and you can take the unit with you. The other cool thing is Power Pole makes a battery pack for these. Also, you can wire them into a battery, and that's how I had them done over there on my bass tracker. Or you can buy a battery pack that snaps right there, and then you don't even have to wire them in. You just put them right there, and I think the instructions on it said it would lift and anchor about 100 times or so on one charge. But so I got this on there, got it fixed up. I picked up this kind of cool battery box here. It's got a breaker for a trolling motor. Hooked the trolling motor up right there. Got a 60 amp breaker built into it. It's got 2 cigarette lighter plugs, one on each side of it. There where you can plug in for alternate power if you want to. And it's also got a test thing on top of it, tell you what the battery's doing. So the battery that I'm running, I went all out on the battery. This is a 100 amp hour LiPo battery. But there's an amped. And then I've got it fixed to where I got an Anderson plug on it right there, to where I can plug up the charger and charge it. So this battery here is going to run the motor guide, the XI3, and whatever, like if I'm going to charge my phone or the lights in this thing. And that's what I was doing last night. I actually had the folks where I bought this thing from install these button lights right there, and those are white. And then I had them install the red and the green up here on the nose. And then I got some more lights. These are red, and I put 2 of them back here in the back last night and got them wired in, so they're right there and right there. And then I'm gonna put the other 2 that are in right here, I'm gonna put up here. Not sure exactly where I'm gonna stick them in this area, but all the lights are controlled by the Yak Power control system. I have a 5-channel relay that's wireless in here that's really cool, and that stuff doesn't cost very much to do. Before I open that, I want to show this. So this is you seen me reaching up for the trolling motor. This is what I did to work the trolling motor. This is on a cable that runs up to this right here, and that slides up and down. And then so to release the trolling motor, you can get as fancy as you want to on this. This is just something that I did that's simple. I've just got a piece of 550 paracord. Just throwed it on this so it'd get out of the way. But anyhow, I got it fixed where to go all the way back in. I drilled through, this is the release. I drilled through it, put an eye bolt in it, got a little beaner on it right there. And then to put a redirect, I drilled into the one objective mount. That's solid plastic right there. I drilled into it, screwed that in there. So all I got to do to release it is just grab this power cord here, 550 paracord, and just pull it down and see it releases it. And that's all there is to it. So I can put it in and get it back. Kind of aggravating because this cable right here, when it came in the pack, it was coiled up. And I have gotten most of the memory out of it. I actually had it stretched out and held with a bungee cord with a lot of pressure on it, trying to stretch it to where it would get some of that out of it. And I got a little bit more work to do on it to do that. The trolling motor is bad to the bone. The spot lock on it is nuts. So like I said, the trolling motor battery, 100 amp hour, I've got so much power right there and longevity to do a lot of stuff. I've got two USB, waterproof USB plug-ins coming that are double, and I'm gonna put one right here where I'm putting my phone or GoPro into charge, because I'll be running 2 GoPros in this, and then I'm gonna put another one back here in the back somewhere around in here or over there, and then it'll run the GoPro that'll be back here in the back. It'll be plugged in on that. But like I said, the trolling motor is that thing's pretty slick the way that it works. Love the spot lock on it. All right, I have got power, so I'm gonna catch my power. There's the five channel relay, bay relay, Kayak power relay thing that this remote works, and I got to mount that too. But anyway, so what I did was last night is I soldered this onto the wire that goes to the trolling motor, and I just want to make sure that it was going to hold. I'm going to put some shrink wrap on it and then put it back in the Anderson plug, wherever it was, right here. Slide it back in there, and that's the power that comes from the battery back there in the back. So then this wire here will tie back into the Kayak power system right there. That's where to get its power from. And you can turn on any or all 5 banks at one time, however you want to do it. So what I've done for electronics is I've got a 23 amp hour Dakota lithium coming. That's an amped outdoors battery back there. I wanted a 30 amp hour amped for up here on the front. Couldn't get it. They're out of stock, been out of stock for a while, talking about mid-March. So I went ahead and ordered a 23 amp hour Dakota lithium, and it's gonna go up in the front, and it's gonna sit back there up against that wall. And it will run my electronics, and that's the only thing it's going to run. I have finally figured out which live scope unit that I want, and I've got to order it and get it on the way. And those things are not cheap, y'all, either. But and I'm gonna fix it to where it's gonna be on a rack. That monitor will be on a rack that will actually slide in here. I've got some more of these gear track anchors coming. They're supposed to deliver today, and so there'll be an H bar that goes across right here that'll sit probably about this high or so, and the live scope will mount to that bar right there on a ram mount ball, where I adjust it around wherever I want to go with it. But it's coming together. Things are pretty nasty here, like I said, with the weather, and so it gives me time to kind of monkey with this and mess with this. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it so far. I like it. You got to remember in the video where when I stand up and it's wobbling around, that camera that y'all are watching from is on this thing here, and this is it's a little over 3 foot long, and it's not like when it's in the track there, you get a good bit of wobble from the mount on this thing where it mounts right there. So it goes on like this and latches like that. And so you got you got a good bit of movement right there. So it's not as bad as like what it is, like what it depicts it being on the film when you're watching the film. But I'm pretty happy with the layout of the boat. I think for the money for this shack right here, I think this shack comes in about $1,600 or $1,700 or something like that. For what you get, for what you pay, it's hard to beat the storage in the room that you got. The boat's pretty stable. It's not like a slab of concrete, but it is pretty stable even when you stand up in it. You got plenty of room up here in this front thing. And then I'll situate all this stuff up right here too and fix it up better, clean it up. Once I get everything, all the wires ran and all that, I'll kind of situate that up. But I like the hatch here. It either pivots this way or it pivots back that way. And then you got the pod that goes in there, which is sitting over on the floor. The seat is awesome. Seat is awesome. You can raise it, lower it. You can move it forward and back, and all these spaces right there too. Like the gear tray right there. I've got a cup holder thing here right there. I got to get some. There's another piece I want to get from it. It'll go in any of the gear tracks, or that one right there. There's plenty of room back here in the back too. I'm gonna put my black pack. We'll go back here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use that thing very much or not. I'd say if you're on the fence about a black pack or whatever, I'd say don't waste your money on it, because it's I think it's $130, and I don't feel like those things are worth $130 in my opinion. Not for what you get for them. Get you a milk crate or something else. The Milwaukee pack out stuff I think is a better option than the black pack is, and that's just my opinion. Just fishing out of it about 6 or 7 times now, and I'd spend my money on something else is what I would do in that respect. But so that is that's that right there. But like I said, I'm gonna work on it here, fixing to mount these other red lights up here and run the rest of the wires and get that done. The cool thing is on these, I didn't realize it, but it tells on there the drill bit that you're supposed to use, and it's like a 2364 or something like that. I forget exactly what it is, but so I got my caliper out and went and found me a bit that would work. And then after I found me a bit, then when I open these packs, I actually have a bit inside of there to drill with. And so like these here, you think, well, how did you get the nut on the back of the on the light? You don't even put the nut on it on these things. When you drill it with that bit right there, that light, that's a 5/8, where you can put a 5/8 wrench on it right there, and they just thread themselves into that plastic. So you can mount them anywhere you want to in there, and you don't have to worry about getting to the back of them to put the nut on them. You can just do them like that, and just the hole's fixed to where you just screw it in there, and it locks it down. But yeah, these things are pretty slick. But you got to be careful though, because I mean, you can spend on these kayaks, like say if you got a Hobie or one of them, they come in about $5,000 for the kayak, and man, one or two little things, man, you got as much money in one of them as you do in a boat like that over there. So it kind of depends on what you want to do, what kind of fishing you're wanting to do, and what your goals are. This one here, I'm not sure what I got in it. Once I put the electronics on it, I'll have a lot of money in it. But the electronics on it, I'm gonna fix it where I can mobile them over into the bass tracker over there and use them over there too on it, make them mobile. But anyhow, so I just wanted to do a quick little update on this thing. But all in all, I like it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, the spot lock up. And some people ask about the remote on the trolling motor. And said, don't drive it, don't drop it. That remote floats, y'all. It don't matter if it's on the lander or not. That remote floats. So it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going to hurt nothing. So we'll catch y'all later. Later, taters. So I'll link the Yak Power stuff where you can find it pretty easy in my Amazon link down below. Those things would actually work very well outside of a kayak, you know, like on a Ranger or something like that, if you were looking for some inexpensive lighting, because I think 2 of those lights come in about $29 or something like that. And I think the 5 relay controller is a little over $100 or right in that neighborhood. So pretty inexpensive for a plug and play deal. And so there you go, because I know that I probably have some questions on that, where I got that from and all that. But it's legit stuff. It's good quality stuff. I think it comes from right down there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So there y'all go.